I am very knowledgeable about this subject. Let me tell you, chat. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Excuse me. All right. Twitch thought epidemic and its consequences. What do you mean, huh? I am a woman on this platform, of course. I have a lot to say. I have my opinions.
Years ago, I made a video about how if you don't like seeing lewd things online, simply close your eyes and walk away. But what—
True. I always did that. I always said that to people. If you don't like it, don't look at it. You're right, a woman. Shut up! I'm a woman!
What happens when you do close your eyes and walk away, but no matter where you walk away to, you bump right back into it. Whether it's on Twitter, TikTok, or even Twitch.
Sorry to pause again. I have to remind everyone that being on Twitter when this exploded was so bad. It was insanely bad. Mentally draining.
Dasani water. I'm gonna get canceled for this. All these years, and this is what's gonna get me canceled. I don't want to hear it from any water snobs, okay? Where are my fellow Dasani heads at? But anyway, do you like the red hair? A lot of the Twitch thoughts that I'm going to be talking about have red hair. I felt like I was missing out. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Today we are talking about the Twitch thought epidemic and its consequences, as well as OnlyFans culture and the desexualization of sex. I promise this will make sense. Maybe. Like all my videos are just kind of messy brain vomit. I mean, I guess that's one way you can be sure I'm not plagiarizing. But when I start to sound smart and make sense, that's a red flag. I figured out how to use ChatGPT. So for those of you who are unaware, Twitch is a video game streaming website, or at least it used to be, where people all—
Well, it didn't start off as a gaming website, to be completely fair. However, it did become a majority gaming platform. Let me tell you, the day this went live, the new rules was insane. It was absolute havoc and chaos. Even in my chat with like the small viewership we had, absolutely crazy.
Often stream themselves playing video games and interact with their viewers. But recently, in the past few years, it has been invaded by women. But not only women, naked women. Now you might be asking, Shoe, what is wrong with that? And normally, you'd be correct. But Twitch is a website for kids. Advertised for users 12 and up, and predominantly use—
Wait, not even counting— wait, what? The Twitch demographic, 65%? Wait, 35% females kinda high, not gonna lie. I expected less. I genuinely expected less. I thought it was like maybe 15, 20%, maybe 10.
By young boys. And the question on everyone's mind is, are these evil Jezebels preying on today's youth, or are they—
Yes. Because of money. It's not intentional, it's just what it is. Like, I'm not gonna play it. I'm not gonna beat around the bush. Yes. They're not going out of their way to do it, but it is there.
Simply the product of capitalism. Clever, sneaky women taking advantage of people living under a brutal system in order to selfishly make money. Oh yeah, that reminds me. Before we get into this, let's quickly get into today's sponsor. No! When you're browsing the internet, you may think all your personal information is safe on there. Well, you're wrong. Unfortunately, it's become all too easy for hackers and data brokers to find all our personal information, including our full legal name, phone number, and even our address. It's gotten so bad that every 14 seconds, someone becomes the victim of identity theft. And people who are active on social media, you guys, are more likely to have their data stolen. So I'm excited to tell you guys about today's sponsor, Aura. Aura is a company that is dedicated to helping keep your private information private. They identify data brokers that are exposing your information and automatically submit opt-out requests on your behalf, which extends to robocalls, junk mail, and telemarketing lists. Data brokers are legally required to remove your info if you ask them, but they make it super hard to do so, and that's where Aura comes in. Aura also looks after your email and passwords to assure you your information hasn't been involved involved in any data breaches. Aura also offers other tools to protect you and your family, like financial fraud protection, VPN, a password manager, parental controls, and even protection from malware. It's super easy to set up and gives you all the tools you need in one place for an affordable price. So if you're concerned about your personal information being out there, check out aura.com/Shoe0nHead or click the link in the description down below to get a 2-week free trial and see if your personal information has been leaked online. Big thank you to Aura for sponsoring this video, and as always, thank you, the viewer, for not skipping the ad. Now let's get back to the video. So about 2 weeks ago—
Why no ad skip? Because it's rude, that's why.
So this tweet showed up on my Twitter timeline. What's going on with Twitch? Which showed a streamer wearing no shirt, swinging her fun bags around.
My favorite part was when they add the clapping. When I saw this Twitter post with this guy's face on it. It's so funny. Yeah, no, dude, it is insane. I couldn't believe this was real. I genuinely thought this was like AI or something when I saw this specific, like, putting the arms above your head and swinging your boobas around, your fun bags.
Around slightly off camera every time she got a donation. So for strictly research purposes, I went to Twitch to see if this was real, and surely enough it was. And it wasn't just one streamer, it was many. It was multiple.
Oh my god! Look! Look, the VTubers!
Multiple. It was the entire homepage. And then when you went to click on one of the streams, it just took you there. No verification needed, no login required, nothing.
That's my biggest gripe about this whole thing, is that they unleashed— excuse me. Okay. They unleashed this new TOS that they like implemented, and they didn't have any safeguards. I remember the night I finished streaming that day, I was so caught off guard, and I was so tired of like going into the just chatting section, and there's just like an insane amount of like just boobies. Just boobies everywhere. There's no like content warning, there's nothing. It's just boof. This was before the new TOS. It wasn't as prevalent. Because when that TOS dropped, the new terms of service, it was just insane. Absolutely insane. Bye, Earl, good night! Yeah, the TOS definitely made it worse, because before the TOS happened, it was like 1, 2, maybe 3 people, and then the TOS happened and people were like, oh my god, I'm gonna go wild! Yeah, it was crazy.
And the whole internet pretty much agreed this was insane. Not everyone, we will get to that, but most people agreed this was crossing a line. Because of all the outrage, Twitch changed the rules. Not to fix the website. They changed the rules in order to save the Twitch thoughts. Twitch actually doubled down and made it so twerking, pole dancing, and artistic nudity—
This is when it went crazy. Absolutely. Again, I have to reiterate, this girl and Asian Bunny, whatever her name is, they were doing stuff before that. It's just that other people were doing it way more after the rules changed.
Was allowed.
Yeah.
Artistic nudity. Right. So obviously, Twitch is run by simps. We knew this. Anyway. Artistic nudity. So like, can you glue googly eyes onto your Can you do like a little meat spin on camera with googly eyed, and that would be considered cool and fine because it's art, right, Twitch? Why am I still doing this? So then VTubers, animated YouTubers, took advantage of this new artistic nudity rule and started streaming their avatars butt-ass.
Yeah, I remember this. I remember this. I'm not gonna leave it on, but by the way, really terrible example. This person has been always a fucking problem in the community. Yeah, they have been crazy bad. I'm not gonna go into details because I don't want to like talk about them and give them attention, but they are big problem. in the VTubing like scene. They did this for attention. They did this and were like shitting all over people for the people were trying to warn them, by the way, and she got banned. I think it was like the next day. Yeah, VTuber hate, absolutely. And unbanned before Annie. Yeah, Annie drew a big ol' rooster, and she got banned for way longer. Yeah, a big fat, yeah. They banned those who warned them? Yes, they banned those that warned them, saying that they're probably gonna get banned.
Hentai. And it's art.
And it's art.
Only for them to get banned while the Twitch thoughts remained. Clearly, 2D girl discrimination.
It actually is. I am of the opinion that it's not fair that there are girls who get to stream their real life, like, fun bags. And I saw a stream by Asian Bunny. I'm not proud of it, but I did see it the other day. Asian Bunny was sitting on a, not sitting, she was standing on an earthquake machine or something. Like, not an earthquake machine, but like one of those things that like go, like on top of it. Had a mirror pointed at her butt and a camera on her boobies, and it was, yeah, it was jiggling and doing everything. Wait, what? There's no VODs. She does not keep VODs. The vibrating board, yes, that. Any proof? I can't. I don't have any. I saw it. She doesn't keep VODs. She doesn't let you clip. It's really funny. But yeah, give me the link right now. Go look it up yourself, man. I was wondering what the hell was happening. People doing the dirty. What's her name again? Someone in chat's gonna tell you, I'm sure.
A few days later, Twitch finally banned the Twitch thoughts for a day.
If you can't do the time, don't do the crime. Okay, time's up.
This has been going on for a very long time.
Yep.
From hot tub streams to ASMR ear licking.
And people wonder why I don't like ASMR, man. Yeah, I don't know, man. ASMR can be good, not this one. I like slime ASMR. I do. I don't know, this is great. Yeah, this is really great content, let me tell you.
Twitch has just becoming a cesspool for this stuff, especially in the past 3 years, following a pattern I have been seeing online. A huge increase of OnlyFans models and everywhere. And it isn't just my observation, it's a fact. There are many studies that came out that show pornography and pornography addiction increased significantly during the pandemic, especially for young people, and hasn't decreased since. And
yeah, what happens when a bunch of unsupervised kids go to have their computer access 24/7, don't have to go to school. Their parents have to usually work, unless they're, you know, sitting at home with them too. Getting unlimited access and like beating their schmeat, you know? They became Twitch mods? Nah, they're too young for being Twitch mods, but yeah, there's a massive epidemic.
The amount of people making content on OnlyFans has skyrocketed. Being locked in our houses absolutely did something to our brains. You used to have to go out of your way to see this stuff, and now it's everywhere. Now compare this to how I talked about this issue a few years ago, where I would make fun of people for complaining about. This is like walking into a strip club and being like, get your horny asses out of here. The difference is now everywhere is the strip club. It's to the point where even meme accounts on Twitter are being paid to discreetly advertise OnlyFans.
Oh yeah. This is a massive problem on Twitter and nobody cares because it makes them money. It's the same thing as Twitch. They post this stuff just to make money off of it and nobody cares. Nobody bats an eye.
Fans pages. And you can't even block the accounts that show up as ads on Twitter. Great website, Elon. 13 plus, by the way. And anyone who points this out is called a prude or a conservative. If you have an issue with naked women making softcore on a website full of children, you're the problem. How does the overall well-being of society affect you?
Why does it even have to be about the children? I just don't want to look at that stuff. Maybe I don't want to look at that. I'm already overstimulated and like, I don't know. Some people just don't want to look at that stuff. Maybe it psychologically affects them. Maybe you, I don't know. Like, just keep it like, I don't know, 18 plus. Put a bar over it. Say like, oh, you know, mature stream. I know they already do that, but thumbnails don't help either.
You bigot. Most of the internet seemed to agree that this Twitch thing was wrong, but there were a lot of people mad at me and others for pointing out the obvious. So we're gonna respond to some of those critiques from people who disagree on this subject, and then we're gonna talk a little more deeply about all of this, because I feel like it's a little deeper than the Twitch thoughts. The Twitch thoughts are just a symptom of a disease. Why doesn't Twitch just make a new 18 plus site? They do this on Twitch because the market is already saturated on actual porn cam sites. They won't stand out. They can find a larger, younger audience on Twitch.
Another point, she's absolutely right about the oversaturation. Why did Project Melody become such a big deal on how do I say it delicately? On the hub of Corn? Because she's unique. She was one of the first, I think, she was probably the first one? Yeah. Corn CB, the first big one. Orange YouTube. Yeah, Orange YouTube. She was the first big virtual again, I'm really trying to pick my words here so I don't get flagged, but you know what I mean? She was original, she did it first, and everybody else got jealous. She got really hated on for doing that, by the way. Yeah, first VTuber, an actress, yes, exactly. And that's perfectly valid. However, this is the idea of advertising yourself as an OnlyFans person on Twitch indirectly is not very saturated yet. I'm hoping it doesn't become more saturated. I found her through YouTube and how the other models were shitting on her. Yeah, I found this out too. Apparently when she became big and did her first Twitch stream, people were shitting on her and saying like, oh, you're so stupid, you're hiding behind your avatar. She's freaking smart. Like, what do you mean? She's hiding her identity. She doesn't get harassed to the same degree as those people. Like what's wrong with that? I absolutely respect that. Like, it's a very smart business decision. Yeah, and dealing with that stuff and like having to compete with these angry women. Who, Melody? Yes, Melody. The hate was dumb? Absolutely. I don't think she deserved it. I think she's just smarter than everyone else, if anything.
What I'm trying to say is, these should be banned. Okay, so my tweet was a little harsh, but... am I wrong? Blaming these women for what Twitch allows and calling them accomplishes nothing except morally grandstanding that you think you're better than them. So first of all, I am better than them. So are you. So is everyone who doesn't make on Twitch. And second of all, I know calling them does nothing. I did it because it was funny. These are grown-ass women toying with the TOS. They know what they're doing is wrong. They know they're walking a fine line.
Asbin said this as well. They are always trying to find loopholes, and that's how this meta began in the first place. This topless meta became a thing because they realized they could get away with it because they didn't get banned. If they got banned, they wouldn't have started this meta. They are always tiptoeing the line. Exactly, they're toeing the line. It's just a thing that they have to do. That's how you become, like, get more exposed, you get more views. Meta is, oh wait, I can't do that thing? Yeah. Or I can do that thing with getting away with it. Are the mods' hands being too sticky to ban them? No, that's not why. It's not why. Mods do what they have to because they have to do it. Yeah. They can't ban you for no reason. They are a private company. Yeah, that too. I mean, like, if they just don't like you enough, they could probably just ban you off the platform for no reason. That's what happens when you sign a contract with Twitch. They have every right or reason to give you no reason to ban you.
That's why they're here on
It's the
Twitch
same with every
and not
other
on the
game as well,
hundreds
by
of
the
adult
way.
websites that exist. If a pair of tits are so dangerous to you, maybe you should lock yourself in the cave. Cry more, little bro, and tell your fellow bros to stop thinking with their dicks. Hello, fellow bros. Stop thinking with your dicks. Brace yourselves. The incels about to lose their minds and act like women are ruining Twitch. Lol.
You're not ruining Twitch, you're ruining it for everyone else, you fucking ding dong. It's so annoying. You're ruining it for everyone. I was scared because I thought there was gonna be an adpocalypse just like YouTube. And that affects everyone, even people who don't make content, like as a girl, as a boy, anyone. It's so stupid. I hate these low IQ fucking dent head takes.
At the men in these comments admitting they are not attracted to women. I'm sorry you don't like hot women. Maybe work on the internalized misogyny.
Isn't that funny when women complain about men staring at them on the street for like a half a second and it makes them uncomfortable, but as soon as you like make money off of that staring, it's kind of like a double standard? Isn't that kind of weird? Like a guy looking at you and like being like, oh, like thinking to themselves like, oh, she's got a nice pair of boobies, you know? But then it's you're noticing, oops. No, I think it's unfair. I hate it when men stare at me, don't get me wrong. But there's a difference between, you know, shaking your boobies on a vibrating machine and getting paid for it, but now it's all of a sudden weird. It's because they weren't paid for that half a second on the street. Well, yeah, that's exactly right. Who do you think is actually watching them during the streams? Yeah, they go. Why do you think the chat moves so slowly when you're doing those kinds of streams? It's because, you know, nobody has the free hand to type.
Nah, sorry. If you don't like huge oiled up milkers bouncing around on a Twitch stream, I'm just gonna assume you hate women. Do straight men even like women?
Why do I want to see freaking... Look, I love women. I love boobies. I just don't want to see it when I'm streaming or when I'm browsing the category on stream. I don't want to get like scared of getting blasted and banned off the channel. Like, it's so stupid. Like, I just don't want to see it. If you don't like this, you're gay. Yeah, dude, no. There was a Twitter post one day. If you don't like seatbelts, it means you're gay. There was an unironic Twitter post like that. Safety is gay, by the way. There's a time and a place for boobies? Yeah! I'm a girl and I'm gay and I still won't like this. Why do I want to be perpetually, you know, horny 24/7? I don't want to be. Like, Twitch is my job, if that makes sense. Like, it is. Like, I get paid by Twitch. You guys support me in that way, but, like, fuck me. It's so difficult. If you put your seatbelt on, it means you're hiding your gayness. It was something like, if you use a seatbelt in a car, it means you're gay. That was their tweet. I was like, dude, what the frick? I'm a not safe for work artist, even I think there's a time and a place for boobies. Yeah, I'm sure there is. Being horny 24/7 is tiring? Yeah, you're dedicating energy. You don't like seatbelt? Erb.
Oh, you're not sexualizing women? You're not just gooning to every woman you see? What do you hate women? What are you, gay? How did they manage to reverse engineer being sexist into not going awooga, awooga, honk, honk every time they see a woman? Incredible. Huge fan of these mammoth milkers, but I do worry about the dynamic.
Wait. Hold the phone. Is that Vosh? No way. Huge fan of these mammoth milkers. Women are essentially asking for nurse from chat is usually used by young men. It feels like a race to the bottom. No way. No way. He actually said something that wasn't completely dumb? That's crazy, man. Vosh is beyond crazy. I know, he's the one that likes horse, you know what, like Horse dong? Yeah, that's crazy, man.
And weirdness of
Don't
women
even
who
agree
are
with them.
essentially
I
sex
know!
workers
That's what I'm
interacting with and
saying!
asking for donations from chat on a site largely used by young men. Feels like a race to the bottom. When Vosh and I, the people who talk about f***ing Pokemon, are saying things have gotten weird, I think that's proof that things have gotten weird. As a sex worker, I agreed. I dislike the blurring of adult and all ages platforms like Twitch and TikTok, but I also don't know what men expected when it's so successful either. I don't know, I guess men expected women not to get borderline naked on a website occupied with children, maybe?
No. Let's not tiptoe the line. They are essentially naked. I've seen Asian Bunny streams. There is literally like a piece of cloth covering her hoo-ha, and there's nothing on her butt, and there's a mirror on it. Like, why are we trying to say it's not? It is, absolutely.
The bar is really not that high. There is a market for literally everything. That doesn't make literally everything excusable. If you give your kid unrestricted access to the internet, that's a you problem. Parents have to take some level of responsibility over their child's online content consumption. So I agree with this. Of course I agree with this.
Yeah.
Parents should absolutely be monitoring what their kids are looking at online. The issue is Twitch is advertised as a website for them. It is advertised for users 12 and up, so parents will naturally assume that the website doesn't feature like this. I think
it's true. I mean, I don't get it either. Even on DeviantArt, if you have a mature tag, you can't look at it unless you're logged in, but if you're not logged in on Twitch, you can look at the stuff, you can just look at it no matter what. You don't have to log in, you don't have to sign up. At least I don't think you do. Yeah, I'm not letting, if God forbid I have a child, I am not letting them on the internet until they're like at least a little bit more grown than like, I don't know, say like 13 probably. No restriction, you just click OK. Yeah, that is crazy. On DeviantArt, granted the post has to be flagged and there is like an auto filtering system for said thing, but it's still not great. DeviantArt is flawed still. At least when I looked at it back in the day. I don't know about now, but there are actual actresses and workers on Twitch that do not safe for work content. I've never seen that. I came into contact with certain people too when I was younger, unintentionally, of course. There's always predators everywhere. It's really scary. Really scary stuff. Does a Melody K put not safe for work off Twitch? Yeah, she does, absolutely. She's a wholesome streamer, plays Minecraft, talks to the other VShojo girls. Nobody cares. You sound like a boring parent. Buddy, your last message you typed was cream pie. I don't want to hear it. I'm not a boring parent, dude. Like, what? The internet is so bad for your brain when you're a kid. Instagram, Twitter, all that stuff, social media in general is poison. It is so bad for kids. Look at the studies. They've literally done it for the last 15 years. It's bad for your brain as an adult? Yeah. So stupid. Yeah, Melody separates her content because she's a human being. She understands what she's doing. Really scary is that Roblox is supposed to be a kid's game, but it's pretty much predator central. Yeah, absolutely. And I'm sure they try to do their best to monitor that stuff, but they can't really do anything about it. Like, they can, but it's kind of hard.
I think that's a pretty reasonable assumption to make. Like, I don't have to sit and watch Nick Jr. constantly with a 10-year-old just in case Peppa Pig decides to go Girls Gone Wild. It's safe to assume that is not going to happen.
It's almost like Teresa's song called Welcome to the Internet that describes perfectly why it shouldn't be for kids.
I was on the internet since I was like 11 or 10. 12. Massive piss. I can tell you some of the shit I saw was not appropriate for kids. It is not good. There's predators. There's really fricked up stuff. Like I wasn't even going out of my way to find it. It's just like kids talk, or like you find out about something, you Google it, and then it's like boom, there, it's right there. I saw gore at like 13. Yeah, exactly. Like I know what it's like. That's why if I wouldn't want people to see what I saw. Even the safe ones like Neopets in the past I was exposed to this stuff, that's sad. I saw my first lewds at like 5. I turned out fine. Buddy. Gamer. Buddy. You don't just say that and then be like, yeah, it turned out fine. Yeah, okay. Okay.
So yes, you should be monitoring what your kids are doing online, but this isn't like a kid going onto an 18+ website. This is a kid going on a website that is advertised for them, that is made for them. So yeah, this is in big part the website's problem. A lot of people were saying that the solution to this would be making Twitch 18+, which I agree makes perfect sense to do, but the thing is, Twitch won't make it 18+, because that's what drives away advertisers. Lots of advertisers.
That's what I was saying earlier as well. People were like freaking out at me and saying like, oh my god, Alana, your opinion is wrong because you don't want to see boobies on the Twitch. And I'm like, you realize people are freaking out about this back in 2014? When the adpocalypse happened and a bunch of people lost their like careers on YouTube. It's a really bad idea. McDonald's pulls out, Coca-Cola, like advertisers talk. They realize something bad's happening and they're like, oh, you know what? We're gonna pull out and lose all your money. Ads make a lot of money for Twitch. If they lose that, that's it. Yo, Basic! Thank you so much for a Prime Gamer. No. Fuck that. Yeah, and then nobody streams on the platform because they can't make money. Like, it's such a bad idea doing that. Was it 24th thing? I was 16? Yeah, I was somewhere around there. Sorry, I don't really remember. It's been a while, but yeah.
Advertisers won't advertise on websites that are 18+. It's too risky, it's bad for their brand. And Amazon, the owner of Twitch, needs more money, of course. Same reason Twitter isn't being made 18+. Because at the end of the day, the richest men in the world need more money. And apparently, Twitch is going bankrupt.
And yeah, and imagine if they kept that around and all the ads got pulled out, they'd probably be in bankruptcy. Everyone would lose everything. One day they won't be able to pay for the servers, and now what? Now you can't watch Shy Lily, your favorite streamers, that's it. That apocalypse was a decade ago? Yeah, it's been a while, but yes. People just forget these things. Ads pay for a lot to run a platform. That everyone complains, but it's just like, it's just how it has to be. If you want something to be for free, it's like, you have to pay the price. You're paying with some sort of way. That's why they're cutting off Korea. Korea is not the reason why they cut that off. It's because Korea was becoming a racket and a monopoly in Korea because of laws that they're implementing there. It's not because they didn't want to pull out. Korea makes actually probably a lot of money. They're basically implementing their own form of racketeering in Korea. Twitch is owned by Amazon. They have infinite money. Hey, that's not how it works, man. Tell me how you know tell me how you know businesses how businesses function without telling me how you know. 8 times more expensive to operate in Korea. Yeah, that's why they pulled out, because they can't afford it.
No wonder they want to keep the Twitch thoughts on the platform. Also, I didn't even know that Twitter was only 13+ until embarrassingly recently. Elon, I beg of you, either make Twitter 18+ or get rid of the porn. I personally think the former is the better idea, because I'm tired of seeing unsolicited opinions of minors on the internet, and I just don't get tired of seeing images of strangers' butt pop up on my Twitter timeline while I'm scrolling in public. Always a joy. But think of the
I've had OnlyFans underneath my posts as well. It's so cringe. And I don't know know why it happens. They just pop up for attention, I think, but
children aside, Twitch is just not a website for this. There are thousands of other websites for this. There are so many. So why do these women have to do this on a website not for this? Well, it's simple. Because the websites that are made for this stuff are already oversaturated. The market is full, and basically these mids are not going to stand out on a dirty webcam site where there's thousands of other people doing exactly what they're doing. But when there's only a few dozen on Twitch doing it, they're more likely to stand out, get more followers, make more money, and
also advertising to their OF through Linktree. You can't directly advertise OF in your what is it called, your Twitch bio. You can't do that. That you will literally get banned for it or suspended. Then you have to go to a Linktree that has a link to your OF. That's allowed because it's a third-party site. That's why they do Linktree. Yup, that's exactly right. When you have not safe for work content, you're not allowed to put it on your Twitch page because of the 13+ rule. But you can get around that because of Linktree. I have a Linktree because it's convenient, but like, you get the point. Yeah. I got nothing but enough safe for work stuff lately. Yeah, I had an ad for what was it? I had an ad for like a naked woman website. It was very, very weird. I don't know why. What even is Linktree? It's a link aggregator. Yeah. Site we put together links for your socials. Yeah, naked women. I didn't want to see it. I was on my phone outside and I saw it. It was annoying.
Attract an audience that wouldn't normally go on those other sites. Unfortunately, in this case, a much younger audience. I remember in like 2008 or so, I did a fan meetup, and most of the people that came were in their 20s, in college, in their 30s, but there were like a few 12, 13-year-olds, 15-year-olds with their parents, and I was just
terrifying.
Like, oh no. Like, it just...
That is terrifying. That is actually fucking terrifying. Dude, imagine I go to like TwitchCon or something and then I see a bunch of kids there. I would actually probably throw up. Just chatting part has a lot of sexualized content. I mean, yeah. But there's a difference between like, I don't know. There's a big difference between like horny posting and just chatting like some people do, and then the people who literally stand on vibrating boards and have a mirror pointed at their butt and then shake their booty like so that it's like bouncing up and down with their boobies. It's so sad.
It just didn't even occur to me that people that young would be watching my content or interested in my content. But just the fact that people that age knew about me was so scary. So I just have to wonder, like, how are these people not feeling that way? Like, I didn't purposely go out of my way to attract that audience, but these people are going out of their way to attract that audience. If they weren't, they wouldn't be doing it on this website. They would be doing it on the websites this stuff is for. What makes it possibly even grosser is the fact
I don't know if they go out of their way to cater to young men. Like, I can't confirm or deny that because it's like, if you admit that, then you're a freak and like a criminal. But at the same time, there's no what is it called, like gateway that like keeps kids off of it. You have any interest in TwitchCon? No, I don't have the money to go. I don't think they care. I mean, yeah, young man, like under 18. Under 18. Being on Twitch kind of gets as like going out of your way. The girls she's talking about aren't gamers. Yeah, I understand that. I'm just saying there's no like M plus, like 18 plus mark that hides that kind of thing if you're at a certain age. Tectone cranking his shit was the greatest thing that came from this whole fiasco. The fake cranking is so funny. The Tectone doing that was so hilarious. Really sticking it to the man.
That Twitch uses in-game money, meaning a kid could use their parents' money to buy Twitch bits or whatever the and then use those Twitch bits in order to get these women to interact with them and to shake their tits, and their parents would never know. Many people suspect this is the reason Twitch made that change, but I don't know. It does line up with Twitch's MO. They will do anything to keep these women on their platform. They are their cash cow. They bring in the big bucks. After all, there is a market for this. Men, takes two to tango. Most of these bitches would be broke if it wasn't for your coomer asses. Oh wow, sex workers working under capitalism? How crazy. Every man in this comment section has mommy issues and gets no actions. Y'all mad she's making more money with less effort. Finding this sexual makes you're a pervert. Go to your dead mom.
Holy crap, what? What? Huh?
Smartest Twitter user. Sounds
Very
like you're just mad you can't manipulate a following in the same fashion. Granted, I don't condone it, but you're coming off as salty as a group of people found a loophole around the TOS and are abusing it.
That's what I'm saying! It's a loophole! And they're abusing it! Like, I hate it so much. Just be like, I don't know, just... Oh, it hurts my brain. It genuinely hurts my brain. These are the people that came after Melody and like VTubers, and VTubers get banned for like the slightest thing. If you have like your fucking fake boobies showing like a little bit too much cleavage, a little bit too much underboob, and you're insta banned. But this is like, oh, she's so smart. Oh my god, girl boss. She's going out of her way to like find a loophole in the TOS, and it's so smart. So you then? Buddy, what are you fucking on about? VTubers can't even have side or underbooba? Nope. Absolutely not. How dare you draw showing underboob? Yeah.
Frankly, these women should be praised for thinking outside the box. And
I said showing too much cleavage, not showing cleavage. Open your ears.
Pandering to an audience that isn't oversaturated. You can't exactly criticize them for being smart enough to know which outlet has a higher chance of yielding
VR
income.
chatters can?
What do you mean?
Weird.
It takes 2 seconds to take off my shirt. Literally any woman in the world can do this, but most don't because making on a website mostly populated by minors is gross and insane. Gonna be honest, I thought you were a dude. Funny you shame the women when it's clearly women just taking advantage of the system we live under, capitalism. Yet you call yourself a socialist? A lot of issues do come down to capitalism, but as we do so often with other things, you can criticize people exploiting this system and exploiting the loopholes in this system. We don't just hand wave away politicians buying...
Well, I mean, I like Shoe, but hold on. We do let politicians get away with it, but that's because we can't do anything about it. I know what she's trying to get at. Like, people do look at it and they see, like, oh man, this politician's getting away with a lot of stuff, but like, calling them out is okay. It's just that nothing happens to them. Whereas if you call someone out like this and like they're exploiting the system, it gets flipped on you that you're like, that you're the bad guy. Yeah, breaking the TOS, yes, but politician is like, oh my god, he's so horrible, blah blah blah. Politicians can openly do insider trading and get away with it. That's what I'm saying. It's like, we can call them out, but we can't do anything about it. But if you call out someone who's like doing that, then yeah.
Stock. We don't just hand wave away Jeff Bezos making his employees pee in bottles just because we live under capitalism and it is what it is. No. Yes, ultimately, I guess it's a capitalism issue. It's a TOS issue. But you'd never apply this standard to people marketing gambling or crypto scams on Twitch, which is funny because like a year ago there was like a bunch of gambling drama on Twitch, and one of the biggest critiques people had was, there are children on this site. You're basically selling gambling to children.
And now they go to kick for that. It's crazy. It is insane to me that... That's what I said about this whole ordeal, by the way. That we criticized people for doing gamba, like actual gamba. And yet we do the same thing, but because it's like a woman's body or whatever, it's different somehow. And that's where I thought, like, Twitch is just too scared to, like, do anything. Is a kick entirely funded by gambling crypto? Yeah, but that's what I'm saying, is that they made Kick to do that because it wasn't allowed on Twitch anymore. Yes, it is owned by a gambling company, as you know, whatever it's called. I forget the name of it is, but I'm just trying to understand, or trying to explain so that people understand. Yeah, Stake, that was it, Stake. They made Twitch. They are losing money currently, and they're using it to advertise their gamba, but yeah. Too scared or too content with the big bucks rolling in? I think it's more of a fear problem, in my opinion. I don't know, though. I don't work there. Made Kick, you meant? Yeah, Made Kick. They moved from Twitch to Kick.
So how is this any different? It's amazing that just because they're women, suddenly they get a pass. And if you call it out, you are slut-shaming or a pick-me, of course. Oh look, Queen Pick-me is at it again, putting down other women. Shoe is I'm not like other girls persona.
I get called a pick-me all the fucking time. It's so triggering. It is so triggering. Unironically, I'm a human being. I just want to be a person. Why does it have to? What does a pick-me mean? It means a girl who says things that men want to hear, but it's not actually, like, I would say, how do I put this? Saying what men want to hear and being like a bro to a largely male audience and not being genuine about it just because it makes you, like, different or stand outish. She likes it when men have positive thoughts about her. Yeah, like attention, like a people pleaser. Exactly. I don't think I'm a people pleaser. I'm pretty sure I've pissed off a lot of people, including men. XD. You can say, create a persona to appeal to the males so they pick you. Yeah, it happened, or it used to happen on, like, the playgrounds in, like, middle school and high school, but it is now transitioned into, oh, but if you don't like this, but a majority of women like it, then you're a pygmy. Or you're being fake about it just to, like, you know, look cool in the eyes of, like, a largely male audience, which Twitch is a largely male audience.
Okay, this insult normally doesn't work, but it especially doesn't work here because I am like other girls. Most women, in fact, do not make on Twitch. It's incredible how criticism of even like a single woman is seen as some personal betrayal, and the only reason you would do so is male attention. I never understood why I need to feel.
Guys, I have 2 chromosomes of the same manner, just like you. I got my XX. That means we are of one tribe. I hate that mentality. I really truly do. I despise it. Just relax, like, be a likable person and I'll like you. Just because you're a woman doesn't mean I'm, like, have to have, like, two chromosomes to like you of the same matter. You got that extra chromosome, yo, you know what? I got chromie homies, you know, I got that extra chromosome from my dent in my head. Yeah, for the sisterhood, exactly. Oh my gosh.
Some sort of, like, loyalty to complete strangers just because we were born the same sex. I don't know you. I don't support all of you. Some of you are dumb. Like, as if these—
just like men do stupid shit doesn't mean all men are stupid. Just some of you.
Kids don't have access to porn at the tips of their fingertips. Trust me, if they want porn, they will get it. There aren't any toddlers on Twitch as far as I'm aware. It's 13 plus. 13
plus is barely a teenager. 13? That is the first year where you're considered a teenager? Bro. Like, it doesn't make it okay.
Do Americans think children will be traumatized by seeing naked women? Do they not realize those same kids can and do simply go to porn sites?
Yeah, and they devalue women. I'm sorry to say this, but if you have free access to porn, you become desensitized to it, and your view of women can change, especially when you're developing as a young adult or a young child or young teen, whatever. It does. It freaks you up mentally. People need to think back to when they were 13 and reevaluate. I was so dumb when I was 13. I did stupid shit. I said stupid shit. It's crazy.
To jerk off. Shoe, I hate to tell you this, but the average kid is seeing way worse stuff online all the time. Yeah, that's
That's
It's not
not
a good thing. Let's be
good!
real. This ain't nothing to kids nowadays.
Oh
I grew
my
up with the internet
God.
as a kid/teen and was able to find stuff back in
That's the
2002.
excuse?
Where now it's literally so easy to find stuff and most teens have phones. I don't think they would be fazed by this content.
Oh my god, why is it okay? Why is it okay? It's like saying, oh, kids were locked up during the pandemic, it's fine. What is this? What is this loophole? It's so crazy, man. Yeah, oh, they're watching softcore corn. It's fine. Yeah, like boomer mentality. I don't think it's even boomer. I think they're just weird. I think they just say things. Roto kids are doomed. Yeah, no, it's really funny. Oh, sorry, my freaking camera's freaking up. The people who are like, oh, we should just go back to like being at home, they don't realize how bad it was for kids. Even for people who sat at home, like adults who worked, it's not great never going out. Like, you glorify it and put it through rose-tinted glasses. I bet you in 20 years, people are gonna be like, damn, those pandemic times sure were great. It's like, yeah, whatever you say. I didn't get my own phone when I was a teen. I got my first phone, I think when I was like 13 or 14, but it wasn't even like a touch phone. It was a flippy, like a flippy phone, had no internet, just calling, texting, that's it.
Again, that is a bad thing. Maybe it shouldn't be that way. I hate this whole, well, that's just the way things are attitude. That's how you get people coming up with these head-ass ideas. Like making for kids because kids will
I'm not even gonna read it. I'm not even gonna read that out loud. Whoever wrote this needs to be put on a list. I'm not kidding. You need to be put on a list. I'm not reading this out loud. If you want to read this, I'm leaving it on the screen. I'm actually shocked. Oh my god. We need to make this stuff for kids, bro. Code Red. Straight to jail. Straight to jail. Legitimately, that is actually terrible. Call Mr. Hanson, yes, please. Seeing Jesus, you need help, woman! Help!
find porn anyway. There were so many replies to me that were
horrifying.
like, I was watching hardcore since I was 10 and I turned out fine. Your Twitter likes are public, sir. No, you didn't.
This isn't just cooked. This is burnt to a crisp.
This is dark charcoal black steak that's rotting on the barbecue. That is... Your legs are public? Yeah! Yeah, your legs are public. You really like your furry corn, don't you?
You don't see a problem with this because you are extremely desensitized, and honestly, so am I. I'm no swerf, I'm no worker, exclusionary, radical feminist, because first of all, I'm not a feminist. It's like our culture has become so overly sexual that it's not even sexual anymore. Our culture is just becoming desensitized to sex, and that's not a good thing. I guess I just miss the days of tasteful thigh.
Oh, tasteful thigh? Damn. Yo, Shoe, if you watching this, I got something for you. Tasteful! Tasteful! Yes, shit!
Because of this oversaturation, many in Gen Z are apparently craving normal relationships on the big screen. They're bored of seeing sex everywhere. To them, sex has been available one Google click away since they were like 4 years old. And it's having really negative
the impact of on kids. The availability of has become almost ubiquitous among adults and adolescents. associated with many negative emotional, psychological, and physical health outcomes. They include rates of depression, anxiety, acting out, and violent behavior. Younger age of debut, promiscuity, increased risk of teen pregnancy, and distorted views of relationships between men and women. That's crazy. No shit. Yeah, no shit. Yeah. You want a normal relationship? That's that generation, guys. Everyone shits on Zoomers, but maybe they're kind of based. I don't know.
Outcomes. Like the amount of grown-ass millennials calling Gen Zers prudes and puritans is another word I saw.
Puritans?
It's just really fucking weird. Like,
I've never heard of that word. Have you guys heard of that? Puritans? I've never heard of that. That's crazy. No. I guess it's like prudish. Yeah, I've never heard of that. Not this millennial.
I'm sorry, we're all porn-addicted gooners. Maybe the younger generation is trying to tell us something. Someone called me a prude over this. Me. Just like with video games when I was a kid. Boys are mad because girls are playing in a space they've deemed theirs and are kicking their asses at it.
Kicking their asses at what? Not playing video games, that's for sure. Huh? What do you mean? You're not kicking their butts. You're showing your boobies online, like just shaking them and shaking your butt, like. What? Ah! Let me off this ride! Fuck!
So first of all, girls have already been in these spaces playing video games for years. There was no issue, so it's kind of weird to be like, sorry, we're kicking your asses, boys. Like, kicking their asses at what? Being naked on camera? Being naked on camera in front of minors? I just think it's interesting and ironic how, like, 10 years ago, these same people were fighting to keep sexualized women out of video games, and now they are fighting to keep sexualized women on Twitch, a website for video games. It has come full circle. If only Anita was here to see.
Oh my god, I haven't seen this in ages. Anita Sarkeesian? Oh my gosh. Whatever happened to her? Did she fall off a cliff? Dude, I genuinely haven't heard this name since like 2014 or 16. She was the original keep boobies out of video games. Which name? Anita Sarkeesian. I don't like how people say her name. Her name is Sarkeesian. But that is the Americanized version. You might know her as the a lot of the names. Yeah. Did you hear that for ages? Is it that bad? I kind of want her back. Dude, yeah, Gamergate. She was the Gamergate woman. She'd be so proud of. like we've gone full circle. We went from I don't want over you know, boobies in my video games to this. Yeah, Gamergate, such innocent times. What a time to be alive, man. I didn't think I'd make it this far.
Also, imagine flipping the genders in your stupid fake fan fiction. Imagine a grown-ass man coming into like a female space. I don't know, what's a female space? The Stanley Cup fandom. The cups.
Oh my god. Do you guys know what these are? Holy. Were people lining up to buy these, man? This is so insane. You have a cup to match every outfit.
Imagine a man coming into the fandom of these fucking cups, dangling his ding dong around, and people are like, can you stop? That's really weird. And he's just like, oh wow, you just hate men. Like, f you, go away. These women aren't stealing anything from the men. If anything, they're stealing from the women. Because the more Twitch becomes a website for this, the more this shit rises to the top. And the more normal streamers, especially women, who don't do this, sink to the bottom. If I was a female, wait, I am a female. If I was a female gamer, grinding my ass off in this male-dominated space, the same way a lot of men do, and seeing what female content rises to the top of this website, I would be pretty demoralized. Look anywhere, not just Twitch.
I'm not demoralized. I'm just worried for the sanity of humanity at this point. I just can't, man. It's so tiring. The day I spoke up about this, people just pounced on it and said, "Oh, you're just coping. You just don't. You should do it too. Why?" The day this is actually like a true story. The mods can attest to this, and some other people. The day this rule changed, I had several people coming in and saying, "Why aren't you shaking your boobs? Why aren't you naked? That's the only way women can like grow on this platform." And I know they were being like malicious and mean, and it was like, oh my god. And I would have to deal with this for the rest of like, yeah, there were so many cook chatters that day. Yes, no, I'm not kidding. I genuinely wish I was kidding. It's not, it's true. Why aren't you a YouTuber? Yes! All the Russian kids? No. This was English-speaking people coming into my chat and saying, like, women are gross. And I'm like, I'm literally reacting to YouTube videos. What am I doing that's so gross? What am I doing? I'm just being an anime girl online. Like, what? It sets a standard that you get people coming in here asking why your boobies aren't out. Then I know because I banned them. Yeah, exactly. It does discredit women. Yes, that's what I'm trying to say. Thank you. It's discrediting people who are just being like women, and it kind of like puts women in a worse position. You're kind of just making it worse for everyone.
Sex work starts to appear like the only successful avenue a woman can go down. In 2014, there was a lot of talk about harassment towards women online. And my answer would always be like, just trolls, just block them, just ignore them. They're trying to get a rise out of you, which is still true. But a lot of these people aren't trolls anymore. They're your followers, your friends, your allies. You see, harassment has evolved. 15 years ago, it was anonymous trolls entering your chat like, "Show me your tits." Now it's Jeff, he, him, politely asking if you're interested in joining OnlyFans.
Oh my gosh. I would be lying if I didn't have, like, before this whole VTuber thing, a long time ago, people have told me, hey, you should do OF, and I'm like, I don't want to. And then they're like, oh, but you could, you know, earn a lot of money. And I'm like, are you a PIMP or something? They're like, no, I'm not. I just think you're, you know, you're a pretty gal. I think you could, get away with it. And I'm like, no thanks. I don't want to do that. Like, I'm not that kind of person. I don't feel comfortable doing that. However, you can do that if you want because you're an adult. I was an adult when I was contacted. But at the same time, I think they wanted to look see. No. This was like an actual, like, sort of like manager PIMP. And they were like, you know, you could do it for some money, but if you don't want to, that's okay. They didn't like harass me or go out of their way to like bother me, but it was like in a Discord like a while ago. But yeah, having self-respect. Like, I just didn't want to do it. And they were like, oh, but you're like a pretty gal, and like blah blah blah, like talking me up. It plays into the pyramid scheme that we were talking about a few videos ago, that we were watching, when you realize that buying into this OF thing means that you're probably not going to make any money, just like Twitch. Not everyone on Twitch makes money, just like OF.
You know, show me your tits. For money. What is stopping me from taking off my shirt and making a ton of money? Besides, you know, a father figure. Pretty much nothing. Any woman can do this, which is why so many women do this. The pressure is insane for young women nowadays, and I honestly feel bad for them. I do. I feel bad for women. What is this? What is this strange feeling? But from their point of view, from what they've been told, society is going to sexualize them anyway. You're a woman online and you don't sexualize yourself? That's okay. We got AI for that.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Gat.
Also, while I'm editing this, I just noticed That was an ad. That's an ad on Twitter. It says ad in the corner.
Ad!
Dystopian. Why not simply take the power back and make money off the inevitable? It's getting weird out there. Men and women are being pushed and pulled in so many different directions. Women are being sold this idea that they should be independent girl bosses who don't need no man. And if they want to make the choice to be sex workers, that's their choice. And I consider myself socially libertarian, so I'm all for personal choice. But how much of this really is personal choice?
Oh, only coercion.
I watch you specifically because you're really chill and it's fun hearing your takes. That's what makes your content entertaining. You made the right choice, Emo.
Stop! Stop! No, again, it's your prerogative. You can do what you want. You can do as you please. If you're an adult, you're over the age, the legal age, I can't stop you. I cannot stop people from doing what they want. I can only maybe like just talk about how I feel, which is fine. They don't need no men except the hundreds that pay for their OF. Yeah, of course. You're so great, Alana. Show full model. Yes, shit.
If anything, the fact that you're a size O streamer is what keeps me around. I don't want to be any hornier than I already am, and streams like yours are a nice break from that.
I appreciate it, man. Again, I do not go out of my way to be weird. I just like play into the jokes. I don't know. Like, it's just funny to me. It's not about being a gooner or anything like that, but still, like, it's just crazy. Watch a VTuber talk about Coomer content. I mean, there's catering to like Coomer content if you're a VTuber. That's fine. Just go to them. As long as it's within TOS, who cares?
I work 5 days out of the week, 40 hours a week, okay? I do not make enough to live on my own. I would not make enough to pay rent, water, electric, and eat.
That sucks,
when
man.
are things gonna go back to where you can work and support your family without f***ing stressing out? I can't do this anymore.
Like, I just got a good job. I started in September, but even with that job, I still can't do
That
shit.
sucks.
I can't buy anything. I can't afford.
Guys, they make fun of them all they want, but if it's a man crying about this stuff, it's totally true. She works 40 hours a week and she can't live on her. What's her budget look like? Guys, that's not important. That happens everywhere, even to men. That's the sad part. You guys are focusing too hard. It is very hard to make a living. An average living, like working 40 hours a week, it sucks. Even if you have good budgeting, even if you... yeah, inflation is crazy. To put it into perspective, a $20 meal at McDonald's
and the
10
thing
years
is,
ago?
most of girls who do make less than what they made at their previous work.
Yeah, they do. A McDonald's meal that was $20 back in the day, like maybe 10 years ago, maybe even 8. Now it costs $26. Do you know how much of a price increase that is? And that's for all food. I'm just citing McDonald's as an example because like everyone has McDonald's. It's really hard to be on one income unless you're living in like a one bedroom, one kitchen, one bathroom apartment, like with tiny little space and like nothing. It's $20 at McDonald's is like world hit. No, I'm just throwing out a number, but like the increase is still the same. No. You guys are You guys are throwing in semantics. I'm saying like $20. Like if it was $8, it's 12. Now it's 10 is 15. It's a lot. Depends on the city and the country. I am telling you, it has increased everywhere. Everywhere. Because food has become more expensive.
I always hate the people who are like, what's your budget like? Like, bro, inflation is at an all-time high and wages aren't going up with the required amount of productivity. Take your budget and suck my pee-pee from front to back.
No, man. No, man. It sucks. Absolutely, I agree. What's wrong with living with one bed, one bath, one kitchen apartment? I'm saying it can be really tough when you're just eating ramen noodles like day in and day out. That's what I'm trying to say. I can't imagine doing someone OF because they needed to save more money. How do you find the strength and courage? Desperation. How do you make someone do something they really don't want to do? Desperation. When you're scared of losing your house, fear is really powerful.
$20 in Macca's hamburgers now is like 5 burgers at $4. Hamburgers used to be on the $2 menu here.
Yeah, exactly. Extortion? Yeah, it is. Inadvertently, it is kind of like extortion. My rent is probably gonna increase at some point. I don't know when, but I've heard rumors. I love the apartment lifestyle. I don't like living next to people. If you add inflation, lack of pay rises to match, so people are renting at ridiculous places, it's not surprising when people can afford anything. Yeah, I mean, we can meme and say like, haha, they're crying, but like, it's true. They are going through tough times.
Afford the rent these days, like,
I'm a baby worker with a lot of medical debt. Please help me get more fans. Oh my god. Oh my god. To pay off my medical debt. I mean, oh my
really,
god.
really positive, but I'm just like,
this world is increasingly one where you cannot make an honest dollar and survive. Increasingly, people are being priced out of simply living. And there's no sign this will get better anytime soon.
Don't remind me, man. It is not fun. US healthcare is a cartel. Absolutely agree. It's freaked up, man.
Everyone else, and are you okay? Because the answer's probably no.
We're gonna just start an OnlyFans. In 48 hours, how much money did you make?
48 hours.
Oh my god.
I made a little over $1 million.
$1 million. Call it BS? No. It's not BS, man. It's not BS. Why do you say it's BS? It's not. If you're a celebrity, y'all, you are deluded. It's true. Amaranth made $54 million. If you're hot enough and famous enough, yeah. No, I think it's bait. This is absolutely an advertisement. Smells like an advertisement, but it doesn't mean it's not true, man. She's not Amaranth. She's hot enough. Like, corn is unethical to consume because of the circumstances that usually warrant making it. Yeah, I would agree. To an extent, yeah. Karina, I have no idea. I'm saying it's not fake. Like, these things do happen. However, it doesn't happen to everyone. It's like a pyramid scheme. They'll tell you all these nice things and like they'll tell you you can work from home and make like $60 an hour. That's not true. It doesn't work. 99% of you will fail, but then all the people at the top, they make great money. I totally believe this. I don't think this is fake. The potential is there and people will try. Yes, exactly. It's entrapment almost. Like, in a way, it is like soft entrapment because you think you're gonna get something out of it, but then you don't, and now you're stuck. I mean that in like the softest term imaginable, but yes, it is like, it's like fake, it's like deluded. Delusion. Yeah, here's the proof. I made $50 million. Bad baby, she was a celeb. Turned 18, turned on OF, made $50 million. It's true, it's not fake.
47 million to show tits and ass. Why wasn't I born a girl? Their lives are on Rookie. I wish I was a girl to make easy money like that. Women have it so easy, it's not even funny. There is a lie perpetuated by people on the internet that OnlyFans is this get-rich-quick scheme, but that couldn't be further from the truth. The average woman on OnlyFans only makes $180 a month.
$140 a month after taxes. Top 1% of creators earn 30% of the income. Top 10 creators earn 73% of the income. Holy crap. The top 11% make that? Yeah, actual poverty. Yeah, you do not grind yourself out of poverty with this one. You really don't. It's like Twitch. Yes, I make the Twitch comparison all the time.
It makes you wonder how many men were waiting on Bad Baby to turn 18.
People are sick, man. They did it with the Olsen twins. I remember when I was in school and people talked about that. I'm like, dude, you guys are disgusting. Like, actually. Granted, they were like 16 and like 18-year-olds, but still. It's in an Eminem song. Yeah, it's gross. But like, the point is like, people are gross and they will get excited for that. They did it with Billie Eilish. Yeah, it's really, really weird seeing people do that kind of thing.
A month. And that's
really,
average.
really weird.
Most are making way less than that. But this get-rich-quick lie is not being sold by only random people on the internet. It's also being sold by OnlyFans itself. Kiss that 99-cent ramen goodbye and say hello to...
Oh my god! It's an OnlyFans promoted Reddit post? Are you kidding me? On Reddit? Oh my fucking god. Hi, Dwin. Kiss that 99-cent ramen goodbye. Say goodbye to poverty. Sign up for OF. Talk about the target audience. Yeah, of course it's Reddit, but this is, I'm sure this happens on Twitter as well, which it does. 99 cents is rich kids ramen. Yes, this is Reddit. This is Reddit. Look, little upvotes, little upvotes, little awards. It's so sad.
Endless opportunities on OnlyFans. This is just the 2023 version of, hey lady, I see you're having financial problems. Say, can you dance? I have a couple of friends who are pretty famous OnlyFans models, and they've disclosed to me that allegedly people who work for OnlyFans have approached them, telling them to post about how much money they made or show off expensive things they bought with money they made by being an OnlyFans model in order to recruit more women.
This is what happened to me. I am telling you, it wasn't that deep. They didn't like show me stuff, but they found out I was single. They said I was they said I was young. They don't know what I look like, granted, but still, it was through Discord, and they were like, you know, you can make a lot of money, and I'm like, I don't care, I don't want to. But it's the same thing. They try to bait you into this pyramid scheme.
Women to be OnlyFans models. This includes
so
showing
gross.
off handbags, expensive clothes, makeup, cars, and even houses. Like, I just bought my first house thanks to OnlyFans.
Thanks,
it's disgusting to do this in general, but especially disgusting to do this during a housing crisis. It's just evil. It's incredibly, incredibly rare you can make a living.
You got content by OF? No, that's not what I said. I said one day I was on Discord talking to a bunch of people, right? They found out I was a girl. Apparently, they managed a bunch of women on OF, like kind of like a soft PIMP. And they said, oh, you know, you can make a lot of money. All these girls, they make a lot of money. Even with me taking a cut, you could like totally do it yourself. And I'm like, no, I don't want to do that. And they're like, okay, it's all right, but you know, I'm here. Yeah, marketer of OF content, so to speak. They weren't like working for OF. They were just like a manager. But it's like a soft PIMP.
Thanks to Ilana's insane mod salaries, I was able to buy fucking nothing bish where my money matched.
Yeah, your money's in my tail. And good luck getting it.
Doing this, just like YouTube. And I could not fucking imagine if YouTube sold itself like, tired of being poor? Become a YouTuber. Like, What? Now, why would they do this? Why would OnlyFans manipulate and entice poor, desperate people like this? Oh, that's why. Of course.
Holy crap. I would throw up if I even got a fraction of this money. That's insane.
That's always why. In a way, we are all selling our bodies to labor. We are all whether you work at a fast food place, you're a lawyer, or a YouTuber, you're a we're all for capital. At the end of the day, it's a job. These Twitch girls, these OnlyFans girls, they're getting their bag. Like me, like you, like everyone else. And I guarantee you, a lot of the men who about OnlyFans models would do it instantly if they could. You would all be and why wouldn't you? Go to college and go 100K in debt for a useless degree that won't get you a job? Or this? Why wouldn't you? Break your back and spirit working a 9-to-5 that you absolutely hate and get no satisfaction from? Or this?
Is too accurate.
Why wouldn't you? And that, for the modern woman, is probably the most black-pilling question right now. Why wouldn't you? Get exploited or exploit yourself. So is it really the Twitch Thought's fault? Taking advantage of a market to make it in an overwhelmingly male-dominated field? Is it really her fault for trying to survive in this unforgiving world, in a society that will abuse, exploit, and degrade her anyway? Is it really her fault? Yes!
Kind of. Yeah.
Yes, it is! Get off Twitch! It isn't for the end! So that was that video. I have been wanting to talk about this subject for years now. What do you guys think about this? Do you also feel that desensitization feeling I'm talking about? And how old were you when you first found this kind of stuff? Has it affected your life or relationships at all? But who cares about relationships? Who cares about real women when we can have an AI girlfriend? Am I right? Anyway, I will see you guys soon with a new video.
AI girlfriend Lana. Coming soon, chat. Very nice.
Video possibly about that. New video for Valentine's Day. Okay. Bye. Awooga, awooga, honk, honk.
Awooga, awooga. Nah, mommy. Piss, piss, piss. Shit. Piss, 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 piss. Fuck. Fucking shit on. Calm. Piss myself. Fuck. Piss, 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 fuck, piss, fuck, piss, 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 fuck.